Good morning. Today is the 21st of November 2022. Bit of a lower tempo today. There was a shooting last night at a gay club in Colorado, I think it was Q, and 5 people were killed in less than a minute. They got the gunman, thank God. Jesus. To me, it's unbelievable that this is still something that can happen today. I thought it was bad enough in 16 at Pulse, but the cycle continues. It's I was going to say amazing, but it's not. It's so disturbing to me that there are people who, and they tend to be theists. Come on, let's call it what it is. There are people who actually believe that people choose their sexuality, and because they're choosing a life of sin by their standards and by the book that they read, which enforces their standards or dictates their standards, that some people misinterpret what it says, the whole love thy enemy, turn the other cheek. They misinterpret that to, no, kill them all. They're sinners. Okay, it is what it is. And it's not, it is what it is. It's unfortunate that it is what it is. It's sickening that it is what it is. I had a discussion with someone, oh God, 20 years ago, and this conversation changed my opinion of this person for life. And I have to imagine that there's an element of them that is celebrating what just happened in Colorado. That was my first face-to-face encounter, not in real life, for someone who literally honestly believed that sexual orientation is a lifestyle choice. It's a sinful choice. It's an abhorrent choice. It's an abomination, which, by the way, means not just hatred, it means intense hatred. Obviously, if you feel that much hatred, because it says so in a book, that it's abhorrent to God, then maybe you will do what this, much like that misogynist, I have trouble considering this person human. I consider them diabolical, crazed, sick. I'm sorry. It just, finding out this story first thing in the morning, obviously threw me off. And it should throw everyone off. It reminds me of something that happened I talked about Pulse in 16. When I found out, 2 years ago, we were in the middle of a pandemic. Institutions were shut down, work was from home, lock in place, or whatever it's called, stay in shelters, whatever. That was the world that we were living in. There was a theist group that was so willing to celebrate, and I use that term, they actually celebrated, they fundraised over the Pulse nightclub shooting on the side of the shooter. They condemned the shooter for his religiosity. If you remember, that wasn't the theology that inspired that killing, was not what this theistic group was celebrating, not at all. In fact, their hatred for the gays was just as strong as for this other religious group. That said, they understood their terminology. They understood why this person was motivated to do what he did. And breaking quarantine, they held a fundraiser. A fundraiser to basically celebrate the murder at Pulse. It was 54 people were killed just because they wanted to dance. Just because they wanted to dance. Yeah, it affects me because it is so cruel that your belief system, which, by the way, as I interpret this book, your belief system works for you. You cannot bring someone along into the afterlife with you. What you do, how you live your life, that's what gets you to the next plane, to the next level of existence, if you will. So, why do you care if these people want to dance? Why do you care who they love? Why do you care? Yeah, I get it. In your book, it says something else. You don't have to act on it. In fact, the same book says, "Thou shalt not kill." Right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it says. But unless you have that much hatred, then you can kill, I guess. I mean, that's one way of interpreting it. As it turns out, this person, and don't get me wrong, I actually appreciate that they told me that their belief system. It's given me a reason to disassociate with them and to not. I mean, I respect them the way I respect anyone else. And I even respect their philosophy. I actually kind of do. They need to live their lives the way they live their lives under the principles that they find that works for them, as I do with me, as everyone does for themselves. So I do appreciate that the candor of this person who told me their belief system. That said, I appreciate it because now I know who to avoid, who to not associate with. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. I mean, it's simple as that. Something as fundamental as misunderstanding of biology, science, because of belief system is fine. That's the way you need to live your life. Perfect. But wow, when you misinterpret the human condition that much, and you should, you can, you will, everyone will. Everyone has their choices. Everyone comes from where they come from and live accordingly. That said, wow, I do apologize. What's going on behind the patch this morning is not an uplifting message. It's a sad message. It is, I'm so sorry that this is still happening today in my lifetime, that people think this is okay. And this is a way to express their disappointment at other human beings, I guess. Anyways, I do apologize for the not so, I don't have that much smiles today on my face. It's more sadness, and I'm just sharing it with you. Anyways, again, that's what's going on behind the patch. I really hope you have a good day.